First set of videos will talk about the basics of developing an urban evergreen jungle. As you can see, this is a papaya tree that is growing in a bathtub, a used bathtub. Now you can see that papaya tree is going to give a good amount of shade. Therefore, under that you can grow many other plants. While papaya roots will go deeper, you can definitely grow other plants which will either take the roots on the top layer or will have the roots in the other corner of the tub. Here I am right now trying to bring up plantains which will go deeper as time passes. And you see here patra, the colocasia. Then you see the flowering plant, the milkweed, and there is rose here. There is a sapling of a passion fruit that will come up, and that thick stem is actually ivy gourd, which has gone all over the places. So the urban evergreen jungle concept is to maximize the number of plants as well as their spread. Now, in any plant requires three things. It requires good amount of sunlight, good amount of water, and good amount of fertilizers or the nutrition. So one way of supplementing nutrition is to add top layers of plant waste that will become composted eventually. In the meantime, it will also act as mulch and protects from both from water evaporation, and also gives the necessary ecosystem for the plant waste to break down in the short while. You can also see that there is aloe vera here. This aloe vera actually will not survive in the hot sun. I have failed many times by trying to bring it up in the hot sun. It actually prefers semi-shade. It also does not like too much of water. So embedding such an aloe vera in this loose soil like this makes it very comfortable for it to thrive. So we are talking about three things: sunlight. So what happens in an urban jungle, based on the texture changing, either you have some plants which are extremely exposed to the sunlight, or the plants which are exposed to semi-shade, or the plants that are exposed to very dark shade, which I will show as I go. These water garden, for example, have direct sun, which is good for a water plant to thrive. However, certain water plant flowers are so sensitive that they will not do well in the hot sun. So water plants do love hot sun, but the flowers may not like the hot sun so much. Let me take you to a set of plants which are coming under dark shade. See, this corner basically is dark shaded simply because the creepers that are coming from below have become really like a thick jungle cover. Therefore, I am able to grow only plants that are growing under shade. Colocasia is one such thing. Even indoor plants can be grown here. So that is about the sunlight. Next, water. I am using a technique of using bags for growing. These are 50 kg bags. The reason I am using bags are for a couple of reasons. One, they are lightweight. 50 kg bag gives me enough space to grow a plant or a tree. So a 50 kg bag can grow a mini tree. One problem is these are the polythene bags. They are very cheap. I pay only 5 rupees, but they do wear out in this hot sun. So what I do is I use 3 bags in one. So the cover of 3 bags allows this set to come for 2 years, and I pay 5 rupees per bag. So 15 rupees a bag coming for 2 years is a very good deal. Now I can add another 2 bags, make it 5 bags, and extend its lifespan to 3 years. So it is left to us. So you can see that when I use these bags, the damage that is caused by hot suns is shown here. Now what I will do is, I don't have much headache of replanting. I just cover one more bag from outside, from the bottom, and it gets covered. So the replanting, akin to repotting, is unnecessary strain to the plants. So that can be completely avoided. And now coming to the water, water also gets retained to the extent it is needed. The rest gets drained out. When you have a water treated terrace, it's okay to have a water moisture like this. What you should not have is water retained to the thickness of 1 inch or so. Then the water will seep. So lot of people are afraid to see water moisture on their terrace and not doing the gardening. So that is like a superstition. There is no need to worry. Moisture is no problem for a well treated terrace. So the bag allows me to have the right amount of water. So because I have the soil in the bag at least to 2 feet, there is enough water retained. In rainy seasons, I have to water only alternate days. I can even afford to water maybe once in 3 days. But in summer, we do water every day simply because the top layer gets dry and we don't want to take any risk. But actually, when you go down the bag, sure, there will be enough water retained even in summer. But because of the top layer, we do water every day. Because we water every day and our focus is mainly to cover the top layer, we put very minimal water. We put water in a mug, and 1 or 2 mugs per bag is more than enough. And also there is another effect. The shade that is caused by the jungle, helps to retain the water also to a large extent. So that minimizes the water. In fact, today we have 220 plus bags and another 20 tubs. In spite of all this, the total watering process does not take more than 25 minutes for this entire jungle. So that's about water. Next comes the nutrition. The nutrition comes from homemade compost. The compost gives most of the nutrients, but it is better to have other type of nutrition, especially as a top of nutrition. You can have Jivamruta, compost tea, those kind of techniques. I have gone for a simple technique because my compost pit has become a community compost pit. The nearby vegetable vendors, they throw all kind of vegetables, leftover vegetables. So I kind of ferment these vegetables and take the water alone every week. Every Thursday we take this out and we get 2 such tubs of water, which is equivalent to 40 liters, 20 plus 20, 40 liters. This water gets diluted 70 to 100 times or more. In fact, so 40 liters, we kind of dilute it to the entire garden here. That gives a top of additional nutrition. I also use cow dung, cow urine whenever I get it, but I am not very particular to go behind it. But idea is not to work very hard. So whatever comes by freely and with less effort is used as a nutrition. Now the composting can become very tricky if you don't do it in a smart way. In my way, composting happens very fast, and we will show that in a separate video. And since I have so much demand for compost, I don't wait for the complete compost. I go for something called semi-compost. For example, this semi-compost comes from the plantain leaf waste that were collected during Ayudha Puja, October. Because they were very deep in my compost pit and they are fiber based, they lacked some kind of circulation. They did not compose very fast like others within 60 days. Now, as I go deep in my compost pit, I find them semi-composted and I don't mind it. I put them like this. Now this becomes like a mulch. Because it's a mulch, the plants that are there in this bag will find it very cool for the summer. They thrive very well. And this mulch also allows the other bugs to make this complete compost over a period of time. And also the watering process, when we water, the plants do not get their roots exposed. So there are a lot of benefits by using semi-compost like this. And they also hold the plant sideways when you have too many plants concentration in one particular bag. I will show that in some other time. So this video is primarily to give coverage about the three basic things: sunlight, water and nutrition. Because the composition of the urban evergreen jungle changes time to time, that in effect changes the concentration of the sunlight, the patterns of growing also changes. The plants that need lot of sun should be exposed to sun, and plants do not like direct sun should be moved to semi shade or total shade.